Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day. Got a package to open. I'm always a little nervous when packages disappear in the mail for an extra day or two, especially when I get it and it has what looks like that corner. See the way that corner is kind of, I don't know, open a little bit? Just a little bit. I haven't had I probably better not jinx myself. I was going to say something, but it always makes me a little nervous when it comes in like that. Kind of like that. But let's be honest, they are extremely rough when they are shipping out packages. I'm hoping it didn't get broke somewhere along the way and all of a sudden something's going to be missing out of here. Otherwise, I'm going to be pretty devastated. I'm going to actually be opening up this box upside down because it seemed like the tape was damaged on the top a little bit, and it's just always easier to open from the bottom when that happens because it looks like someone added tape. I'm hoping nothing is wrong, but I'm extremely nervous, especially because this is a large package. It has a lot of stuff in here, but I have been nervous before and then it turned out to be nothing. So we'll see what happens. Got 5 boxes right off the bat and a bunch of little goodies in the bottom. So let's bust these open first. Now what's really cool about this, this was a package that I ordered from Twin City Gold. And they sent me some extra stuff in here. Like some extra books. They are used books, so anybody that's saying they're just old books. So here's the deal. I do a lot of stuff in my little trading group. And so little books like this kind of come in handy, especially for younger kids that start out collecting. Like this is a Lincoln Head Penny book. Usually when coin shops will buy this type of stuff, like collections from people, they don't keep this. They'll end up pulling out the good stuff. They'll junk out the bad stuff. And then the rest just gets kind of thrown in somewhere. Let's collect coins together. Again, a nice little book for a kid. It's not anything spectacular. It's not anything super valuable, but a kid is going to love it. I guess this is some kind of grading standard book. So whenever I can, I always like to ask if they have any extra stuff. Please kick it in there, especially actually even if it's used stuff. This looks like a little tube of little flips. I guess the old style flips. Let's see what else. We got some new, probably 50-cent piece size. What is this? Oh, these are going to come in really handy. Lately, I've been cutting them in half because I ran out. And then some extra tubes for miscellaneous stuff. Some tubes, some capsules, some little squares, just different little stuff. Generally, if you're a coin selling person, if you sell coins a lot, you don't want to use old scratched up tubes or capsules. A lot of people don't like them. However, when it's younger kids, they ain't got the money to be wasting all that extra money on plastic. And so that's why I'm a big fan of this type of stuff. Jumping in, though, to the good stuff. Like I said, a little nervous. Some of them feel a little light. But we're going to start busting them open and see what we got, and then I will do a full inventory at the end. So the boxes, they actually added in 5 of these boxes. I was going to buy them, but then they shaved it off, so that was cool that they added them in there. I was super happy. That's why I really love working with certain dealers and stuff, because you kind of build up a good rapport with them. So an empty box there. This was a silver set. I ended up getting a great deal. It's not a complete set. If you guys seen me open these up in the past, I got a good deal. It was $25 for the 2 sets. They are silver, but they are both missing. One is the 06 and the 07. They're both missing the state quarter packs, though. But a silver $half, a silver $half, 2 silver dimes, and 2 $1 coins. It's got to be worth $25 at least. I'm going to go out on a limb and say these are like $12.50 at least a piece. The dimes are about $2.50 a piece. So pretty cool on that note. I'm hoping this is the most important thing. And that's it in that box. The most important thing is the gold. And I had a bunch of gold coins, so I do always worry. It is gold. I'm going to go out on a limb and say if the package busted open, they probably would have taken it all. So I'm a little more happier seeing something in here. So we got... I don't know all these coins. I'm going to have to show these in shorts so that way you guys can actually see them. I've been showing the previous big package that I had opened up. These are 2 of the wedding tokens. Okay, whew. I was getting nervous. That's the one that I was really getting worried about. I was like, there should have been an envelope with like 4 or 5 1/10 ounce gold. Let's unstaple that and see what is in here. So we got 4 in here. Another one there. And these are 1/20th. So 1/20th there. So we got basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there's 7 there. I thought I had 1 graded, 1 certified, but maybe it wasn't. I'll have to go back and look at that. That could have been what I was misunderstanding. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 5, 6, and that would make 7. They're 2/20ths. So we'll put those aside for now. 4, then the 2/20ths, that, and that. I just kind of like to open everything up on camera, so if there is any issues, it kind of helps argue a case a little bit if it comes to that. But I actually thought there was going to be 1 more. But we'll see. We'll see in a minute where we're at. Let's open up one of the heavy ones now. So some of this stuff was a... Okay, there's a bunch of stuff in there. We'll do that one in a minute. Some of this stuff was an exceptional deal because of the timing on it. And some of it was not such a great deal because of the recent drop in the silver price. But I'm going to ask you guys what you think in just a second here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32. So there's 32 slabbed coins. I got to look back at the order form. Oh, that's what I was getting nervous on. Okay. So, boom. That is the gold coin that I was kind of wondering about, getting a little nervous. And I was especially nervous because this box, the other one one of them I had to cut open, the other one, and okay, phew, the gold is turning up now. I always get nervous. I'm sorry. This goes through my head every time I open up a package. In fact, so we got 32 slabbed coins. I'll show you guys what they were. So here's the deal with these slabbed coins. I ended up getting a special deal. I said I would take a bunch of them if I could get them at $38 a piece. Now, right now, that's $8 over spot. For those of you that don't know, slabbed coins are really just bullion for the most part. It's a bullion American Eagle. It's cool because of the slabs. A lot of people like them. But if you can pick them up at $40 a piece, it's well worth it. I think with shipping and everything, I think it boiled out to like $40 a piece. But still, even that, I'm happy with that because silver was just $35, so you're only talking $5 over spot. Now, we did take a big hit. I won't let them go though. If the price doesn't go back up, I wouldn't trade any of these. I'd be like, nope, either you do that or, that's it. So, but pretty cool. I'll go through these. I'll show you guys all these individually. A lot of people worrying about the price. I don't at all worry about what's going on with the price of precious metals. I know I had to shut my alarm off. I actually have my alarm set because I do something at just before 7 o'clock my time. And I'm actually filming this at 7 o'clock at night. So I'll put those off to the side for now. These, it's more of the same thing. Plus a bunch of spiders. Did I have all spiders? Maybe I did have all spiders. I thought I had 15 spiders. Oh, yeah, I did have 15 spiders. So we got some eagles in here. I like the stickies. The stickies make it awesome, so I know exactly when I look at it. This says replacement. There was one coin that was missing, and I said, you know what? At the end of the day, it's a silver eagle. They're all just bullion. Don't overspend. I see some younger people that are stacking, and they buy a certified silver eagle, and it's like a 69. This happens to be a 69. It's a 2011 W69. Don't overspend for these. At the end of the day, could they be worth a lot down the road? Absolutely. But don't go crazy and pay high dollars for the plastic, because at the end of the day, that's what you're buying. You're buying a lot of plastic. But like I told someone else, I told someone else at $40, and the guy's like, that seems really high. I don't want to buy plastic. And I said, and I would normally say yes, but what is, when silver was at $34.70, $35, we'll say, what were you buying an eagle for? You weren't buying an eagle for much less than maybe $3 over spot. That would put you at 38. For a couple bucks more, why not just get one certified? These things come in really handy. I'm actually thinking about doing a pew pew show and setting up a table. It's been on the fence for a while. Obviously in here there is a lot of spiders, because the spiders I got a great deal on, and he is sitting on a ton of them. So you can't really go wrong on a certified bullion coin. Now, this last box right here, I don't exactly know what all's in here off the top of my head. I do audit everything at the end. Oh, I was like, what is that? It's just an extra flip, unless something fell out. Maybe something fell out of it. Nope, there's some extra ones in there. So, some extra 2-buys. And there it is right there. You can see Twin City Gold. That is in Biddeford, Maine. He does a lot of shipping, so he's pretty cool on that note. If you guys go check their eBay store, just give them a call. I would say call them. I'm just making sure that I get all these little loose ones out. Like those 4 gold coins, I don't like having them in all the same thing. It makes them look a little bit, I don't want to say cheap, but if I trade one of them off to someone, I'd rather put it in an actual, its own flip, instead of just hand it to them. So this, I'll be honest, some people like this, some people don't. This is a painted eagle. Obviously, you can see the packaging is a little damaged, but at the end of the day, if you can pick it up for $38, it's still an eagle. I talked to some people that use, I think they call it acetone or something to kind of clean the paint off. Here's the thing. It's a bullion coin. It's not a collectible. Just because it has a cool paint job. Personally, me, I've always said that I'd like to, I don't generally ever trade these unless I just hate the paint job. That one's not horrible. Some of them, it's like they did like an awful job on it, like a 2-year-old painted them, but that's not one of those. And I know it's a little blurry right now, so I do show some of this in short videos. I'm just giving you guys the full video. And I'm recording it because if anything goes wrong and I'm missing something, I just kind of want to like stand on. Right here, this was some extra stuff that they had. It came with certificates of authenticity. I always like that. It's kind of cool, but at the end of the day, anybody can print a certificate of authenticity. I've seen scammers out there that will sell, oh wow, this is a proof koala, maybe kangaroo, whatever, and it comes with a certificate of authenticity. I mean, think about it, guys. They can print those. Not this company. This company is totally on the up and up. I've bought now 4 big packages like this from them, and I have tested every single coin on my Sigma, and I've never had a problem. So, but they know that certificate doesn't change anything. At the end of the day, it's an ounce of silver, so they gave me a really good deal on those. I picked up that koala. I guess this is another koala, but it looks kind of like Lilo. Just the design. See if we can kind of take a minute and get a little focus in there. And like I said, I'll do a short video so you guys can get some detail on these. Another one, but this one is a, what do you call it? The Krugerrand. So, oh, darn, they're slipping open on the bottom. Another one, a maple leaf. See how easy it would be to print this? I mean, it's not even centered, the picture, so. It's already ripped a little on the bottom there, but boom. I'll take a maple. It turned out these maples, it came out to 38 bucks on that. So, but then by the time you factor in shipping and everything, I estimate 40 bucks an ounce on some of this stuff. Obviously, I know what some of you guys are going to say. For a generic coin, if you're paying that, it's a little high. If it's a certified coin, it's really low. Obviously, these 2 gold coins were not 48 bucks a piece, or 38 bucks a piece, I should say. And I'm not even 100% sure on every price that I got here because I don't have my sheet with me. Kind of looking, we got a Britannia. Beautiful Britannia, though. The older ones are a little bit different. So that's another thing. So what we got? We got 3, 4, 5, and this makes 6. Another maple leaf. A big package order. I had someone leave me a comment yesterday. Oh, nice. These are the... I hadn't seen these in person yet. There should be 5 of them. I know that. 4. And then these 2 are just extra sheets. At a quick glance, it looks like everything is here, so I'm pretty psyched. I was extremely nervous when I seen the packages ripped a little. So I'll give you guys a good view on that, because a lot of people may not have seen these yet. These are the Abraham Lincoln round. I started to say round, but... yeah, you're not going to be able to get a good look. This camera for the computer, I know someone's like, dude, we need to chip in and buy you a new camera. So the problem is these computer cameras, I don't think there's any way to get a better camera. These are the cameras that they recommend for podcasters or streamers. It's not a round. It just has Lincoln, but on the back side it has the Queen. It's still pretty cool. I still really like it. I really like these boxes, especially because as you can see in the background, kind of over here, I have too many of the certified coins because I have a tendency to pick them up all the time. So real quick, I'm going to flip over now that I showed everything I got. I know it ain't in great detail, but I'm going to jump screens real quick and talk a little bit about something else that I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about. I didn't want to do it in the beginning because if I didn't have time, I didn't want there to be any issues. But let's jump over real quick. We'll do this first. We'll do this. I'm moving stuff around on my computer. Hold on one second. I don't want everybody to see any personal information. If anything personal comes up, who knows what I do on my off time? No, I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Boom. Okay. I don't really have any off time. I'm always working on something. Boom. Okay, so now you should be able to see what I'm looking at. That way I can kind of show you and talk about a couple things. So a couple things that I want to talk about first. If you enjoy the video, I know this is not a normal video because it's a package opening video. It's not really a good informative video, I guess you can say. It's just me opening up a bunch of stuff. But I like to show what I'm picking up and kind of give you reasons behind it. You might learn a little bit, like those painted eagles. It's a great way to get an eagle super cheap, and there's a lot of benefits to buying eagles. I know I got one friend that teases me because eagles are not my favorite thing to buy because the premiums are a little higher. But he especially teases me because I used to love 40% half dollars, and then now I'm just not really a big fan of them anymore. Taking a quick look, please, if you can, hit that thumbs up button for me. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. But jumping over, we're going to take a quick look at what is going on with silver right now. What was really cool was that drop that we had seen and then that pop back up. You can see it really good right here as we seen the 2-day drop, and then it came right to about here at 29.70ish, and then all of a sudden it just plunged all the way down to basically 28 bucks. And some people even said they thought they saw it at 27. But what was interesting is at 28 bucks or 27.50, depending on who you ask, we seen it instantly pop all the way back up to $30.80. Now that tells me that there's a good floor there. It tells me that it's hard to drop through there. A lot of people out there that are naysayers are sitting here right now saying you're foolish to be buying, everything is tanking, and a lot of stuff is tanking. Taking a quick look at, we'll just run the numbers right now. It's kind of early for me to be making my video. The market's only just closed. But taking a look today, let's see what happened. Today, the Dow Jones down another 350 points, which may not seem like a ton, but it's 11.5% in the last month. Taking a look at the NASDAQ today, up 15 points. Nothing really, because when you look at the NASDAQ, it's down 15%. Big one I want to look at is Bitcoin, though. But next one is S&P 500. Taking a look at that, just today down 11 points. Nothing major there, but as a 1 month chart, you're down 12.5%. Bitcoin being the next one. Bitcoin, it was hammered. You saw it was down to 76, but it's up about 1,000 points right this minute. But here's the thing. It's up 1,000 points and it's under 80,000. So that's a pretty big drop when you really think about it. When you look at it on a 1 month chart, just in the last month, Bitcoin's down 8.5%. So that's pretty devastating, kind of. Some people will be like, but year to date on Bitcoin, that's where it gets really ugly. Year to date, you're down 15.5%. So I want to talk for a quick minute about a question that I had the other day. Someone seen me pop open my Sigma to test those red sets, the silver proof sets, and said he is sitting on about 100 ounces and he is thinking about breaking down and spending $1,000 on a Sigma. The problem with that I would worry about is if you have 100 ounces, let me first start by saying you have more than the average person. A lot of people out there do not have 1,000 ounces. But where I see silver going soon, I think you will regret buying a Sigma over just some more silver right now. Yes, you could get burned, but out of 100 coin purchases, I might see one fake in 100. And if you're buying, if you've only got at this point, and I say only loosely, so don't feel, first of all, like I said, 100 ounces is a lot of silver. It's more than most people. But if you've got 100 ounces of silver, you've probably bought those from different people. I would be shocked if you bought them from one guy all at once. Chances are you've been picking up here and there and here and there. And if you're buying at a coin shop, it's rare that you're going to get a fake at a coin shop, in my opinion. Most coin shops have a Sigma. That's one of the things I always used to ask them. Do you have a Sigma? And I would test everything. I didn't mind testing it because I wanted that security to know essentially that it's real. I wanted that peace of mind. I ended up buying a Sigma because I help a lot of people out. I help them. They want to get into coin collecting. They're looking for deals. They're scared to buy on eBay because there's a lot of fakes on eBay. And so they're nervous. But here's the thing. There's a lot of ways besides a Sigma that you can tell. If you're buying bullion coins, just whatever junk coins, I've actually taken a fake and put an ice cube on it, and then I took a real one and put an ice cube on it, and watch what happens. We can do this at a restaurant sitting down. You could reach in your glass of water, pull out 2 ice cubes, put one on one and put one on the other, and see what happens. Another thing that I keep with me, I keep an acid test kit, where you would scratch the corner of the coin, like right where maybe the front of the coin meets the brim. I guess you can call it scratch the brim of the coin, the edge, and test it like that using an acid test. Now, I don't put acid on the coin. I do end up scratching it on the block, and then I will end up testing the residue on the block, and it will give me a pretty good indicator of what I've got. A lot of people will test jewelry like that. If it's got too many coatings of gold or silver and it's plating, it can burn you. Excuse me. It can burn you, but those are few and far. You can ping test being the easiest one. There's actually a ping tester out there that's really good. A great way to test coins. If you've never seen a ping tester, they are awesome. I always wanted to get a link. I reached out to someone years ago, and I know he said once they came out, he was going to send me one. He was going to send me a link, email me a link, and then I guess there was a delay in production and then kind of got lost track of. But they seem pretty cool. I've had a couple friends, they bought a bunch of them. And so people do like them. Those are the ping testers. I only bought my Sigma. Another big reason was because I went to an estate sale one day, and gold was at $2,000 an ounce. And they had a bunch of gold coins there. Not a bunch, but a handful of them. And they were asking $3,000 a piece on Saturday. I went first thing Sunday morning, and they said everything was half off. And I said, does that apply to the coins? And they said, yeah, but they're still $1,500 each. And at $1,500 for an ounce of gold versus a 2,000, when gold is at 2,000, that's like you're giving it away. And so for that, it's a really good deal, I think. Actually, I don't even think I know. I mean, who wouldn't take gold at $500 under spot? And then, let's be honest, even gold at $3,000 has a lot of upside potential right now, in my opinion. But here's the thing. Anybody that's giving gold away that cheap, I have to worry, is it too good to be true, or does the person just need money? If the person needed money, that would have been great. But here's the thing. At the end of usually these estate sales, whatever doesn't sell, they just get to keep or donate. And so I think they would have wanted to get as much money essentially, but who knows? I would think one of the people that was running the estate sale probably would have taken them for that. I always assume people that run estate sales are pretty knowledgeable on what's there. They should be. Me and my son, we used to do antique hunting, and kind of like the pickers that travel across America. We used to do that every year. I actually still got a lot of videos of my travels, where I went to a lot of different places, and I would do videos on that. The videos are still up online. However, I've modified the channel a lot over the years, and some people say maybe that's why I've never really grown super fast, because I flip periodically. If all of a sudden gold and silver skyrocketed to what I believe it will go to, I'll be honest, it would be hard for me to sit here and tell you buy silver at $500 an ounce. I mean, think about that. Now, I don't want you to be confused and think it's going to $500 an ounce by me saying what I just said. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying a time could come where it really may not be in my best interest to do videos on this topic, because a lot of people will just have already missed the boat at a certain point. I used to do videos on extreme couponing, where I'd go in a store, get like $200-300 worth of stuff, and my bill would come out to like 50 cents or $1. It was kind of comical to me because yes, you're getting stuff that you don't want, but you're also getting stuff that you want. And I always had people talk a lot of trash about it. Oh, if you don't use Tresemme, why do you need 100 bottles of it? If they're going to pay me $1 for every bottle that I take, and I can take those $100 and put it towards items that I do want, they won't give you your money back. So if you do your order up and you're negative $50, you have to spend it. You have to spend the $50. At the end, if you are negative any amount of money, it just comes out to zero. You get nothing. I used to really like those videos, but people just weren't really into them, I guess you could say. I did videos on the travel videos. I've done cooking videos. I've done gardening videos, homesteading videos, prepping videos. Gold and silver, it's something that's really hot right now, in my opinion, because there's going to be people that don't know anything about this. They're brand new getting into it, and they are going to become extremely wealthy based off of this. And it feels good to know that maybe I have inspired somebody to do something good, like stack gold and silver, and all of a sudden they're setting their family up for the future. They're positioning themselves. They're going to be wealthy when it's over. And by doing that, I feel good about it. Now, I always say this is not financial advice. I don't make these videos to give you financial advice. I tell you what I'm doing, and if you want to follow suit, great. If not, I mean, I understand. So with that being said, let's see how long we've been. I don't want the video to run too long. 31 minutes. We're already late. With that being said, I'm going to wrap the video up here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. I will be showing a bunch of short videos with all of these coins that I just picked up. That way you guys can be like, oh, that's cool, and get a better view of them. I know I always get told it's hard to see on that camera, the computer camera, but that's the setup that I got right now. So with that being said, I thank y'all for watching. I hope to see you guys again on T-Square Talk, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens as the week plays out with gold and silver. I will be back tomorrow with another great video. I will have some short videos up this evening. I may extend and start doing 2 shorts a night if we can kind of up those views a little bit more on the shorts. I am trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to build up memberships. We will be doing another membership event here pretty soon. We do one every month. The one I did the other night, that was an extra one. That was not the official one, just for some people to have a shot at maybe getting some free silver. So a lot of fun there. If you're not a member and you'd like to become one, it's only $1.99. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.